I'm Roy from Roy's Garage. Today I'm going to be working on a 2007 Toyota Camry XLE 3.5 liter automatic. I'm going to show you how to replace the rear brake pads and the rear rotors. These are the tools I'm going to be using today to do this job. Hood prop, rubber mallet, 14mm wrench, 8mm wrench, small screwdriver, suction ball, caliper piston compressor, Phoenix brake bleeder, some ceramic brake grease, anti-seize, and a bottle of water with a hole on the top. Okay, first we're going to remove this rubber cap that goes on the bleeder screw. So I'm going to be loosening up the bleeder screw. Removing the two caliper bolts. So I'm going to be hanging this caliper up with my wire just to get it out of the way. So I'll be removing these pads, the old pads. Removing these two caliper mounting bolts. I'll be removing the rotor. So I'm going to be compressing this piston. First I'm going to be opening up the bleeder screw. And with my caliper compressor, I'll put it in here and then I'll start compressing it, and the fluid is going to come out. And just compress it all the way till it stops. You don't want that dirty fluid going back up to the master. And lock it up. Okay. These are the parts I'm going to be using today to do this job. Rear brake pads, rear rotors, .3 brake fluid and some brake clean. So I'm gonna be cleaning this rotor with some brake clean just to make sure there's no oil on the rotor. And then if you notice, this is a coated rotor. Don't remove the coating. Just put it on like this. And then when you road test it, you might hear a grinding sound. This coating is coming off. Run them a few miles, 2-3 miles, before the grinding noise goes away. And once it goes away, then you're good to go. So I'm gonna be transferring this rubber plug to the new rotor. Now I'm going to put some anti-seize around the hub. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this rotor on and I'm going to readjust the emergency brake shoes. Right now it's kind of loose. So what you want to do is expand the shoe. There's a star adjuster over here. You got to expand it. Just turn it so it goes outwards, then fit it again. And you got to keep doing that until you get a slight drag. That's a little too tight, so I'm gonna have to back it off a little. That feels perfect. So I'm gonna be greasing up the caliper mount. So I'm gonna be removing the pins. Cleaning up the pins. And then I'm going to be greasing up the caliper. So greasing up the pins. Greasing up the hardware. There's new hardwares that come with the kit. If your original ones are still good, use them. Nothing wrong with reusing your old hardware. If you have to replace it, then put the new ones on. A lot of times the new ones don't fit good and wants to fall off. So use the old one as much as possible. So we're going to be mounting the caliper mount. So these are the new pads. I'm gonna be installing the wear indicators. These ones came with the pads, so you can put the new ones on. So I'm gonna be putting the outside pad, the wear indicator, on the bottom. The rotor is spinning counterclockwise, so you want to put this on the leading edge of the pad, so that's going to be on the bottom. You just snap it in and put the pad on. And then the inside pad goes this way, and then you just put this on the bottom. So I'm going to put a little ceramic grease right on the back of this pad. Just smear it on. All you need is a light film. So now I'm going to be greasing up my caliper. Put a little bit on the piston. I'm going to slide it on. I'm going to bolt it up. And I'll tighten it up. Now we're going to flush out the rear brakes. Okay, before I flush out the system, I'm going to be removing the brake fluid from my master cylinder. And remove, there's a screen in here, you got to remove it. So suck out all the old brake fluid. So now I'm going to be flushing out the brake. I'm going to be using my Phoenix brake flusher. So I'm going to be pumping fresh fluid from the caliper up to the master. So first I'll open up my bleeder screw and then start pumping fresh fluid. It's going to take about half a bottle per wheel. So now tighten it up. So I'm going to be removing the old brake fluid. So now I'm going to fill up the reservoir with some fresh fluid. Don't forget to put your screen in. So I'm going to be starting up the engine. So I'm going to be pumping the brake pedal up and down no more than halfway until I feel pressure. Okay, that feels good. So now with my hood prop, I'm going to be pushing the brake pedal with my hood prop, and then the other end I'll be positioning it against the seat. So now I'm going to bleed the bleeder screw. That looks good. There's no air in it. Lock it up. Shoot some water on top, because brake fluid is water soluble. Blow it down with air. So I'm going to position my hood prop against the pedal to pressure out the system. Okay, so pressurize them for about 15-20 seconds. So far everything looks good, nice and dry. Put your plug on, put your tires on, and road test. So that's how you replace rear brake pads and rear rotors. If this is the first time watching my video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I see you in the next video. Aloha.